Hello, and welcome to day first of polynomials. Please make sure you have a pencil and this worksheet in front of you. So, polynomial. What is a polynomial? A polynomial is an expression. Ooh, let's make this a little skinnier. An expression with several terms. So remember that an expression is like an equation but without an equal sign. So in some examples of polynomials are, let me change this, x squared plus 4x plus 1. We have 3x plus 2. We have a plus b. We have 2x squared plus 5x plus y. And we can think of 2x plus 2. So if you notice in all these examples, they contain, so let's put it right here, contains numbers, right? We see some numbers. We see 2, 2, and 1 right there. It contains variables. Right here we have a, b, we have an x and a y. So let's add that too. Variables. And the last thing that we see here are exponents. We have this 2 right here, another 2 over here. Now, let's talk about the format of polynomials. So the first thing that we have here are that we have coefficients. Remember that coefficients are the numbers in front of our variables. So these are coefficients. The second thing we have are exponents. Remember that exponents are the small power. Exponents. And we also have our variable. Remember that variables are placeholders in math. These are the three things that make up a polynomial. Now, polynomials also have names, and they depend on how many terms that we have. So pretend we have one term, okay? So an example of this would be like 2x. You see how there's only one? There's no 2x plus 4 or anything, there's only one. These are called monomials. Now remember that mono means one. If we have two terms, an example would be like 2x plus 5. You see how we have 1 and 2 now? These are called binomials. Notice that the nomials are the same. The only thing that's changing is the prefix. Bi means two. So for example, a bicycle, that's 2 wheels. Now the last one is if we have 3 or more, okay? So mathematicians got lazy after a while. Instead of going through all the lists, they're like, we're just gonna stop at 3. So this could be like 2x squared plus 5x minus 1. See how we have 3 terms right here? This is going to be called a polynomial. Poly means many. Now, the last thing is that we have something called standard form. So sometimes polynomials can be written and they won't be in standard form. But as mathematicians, we want to put them in standard form. So polynomials in standard form are written from biggest to smallest by the exponent. So the exponent is a key term here. This is going to be the deciding factor on who goes first and who goes last. So let's look at these examples. Right here we have an exponent of 2, 3. Oh, before we go to the -1, let's look at the 5x. You see how the x has no exponent? But since it has an x, it has an imaginary 1, okay? So this one's technically 1. And then 1 has no x right here, so it's missing. It has no exponent. It's technically an exponent of 0. So we're going to look at who has the biggest one. Well, clearly 3 right here is the biggest one. So we're going to write that one first with the entirety. It's going to be 4x to the third power. Okay. The next biggest one is the 2. So we're going to write this whole thing together. Plus 2x squared. Our following one is going to be our 1, which is 5x. Plus 5x. And then lastly, we have our -1 because it has no exponent. Now let's go ahead and try the second one. Our exponent for our 4x is 6. This 4 has no exponent, it's missing. The 6 over here has a 2, and then the 2x to the 4th. So the biggest one we have is this one right here, because it has an exponent of 6. So it's going to be 4x to the 6. And we have this one right here. Remember, we have to also bring the power, the sign. So this one's -2x to the 4th. Then we have this one right here, plus 6x squared. And then lastly, our last one is -4. So there you go. Right here you learned about what a polynomial is, the format, the way we name polynomials or classify them. You prefer here name, if that makes it easier. And lastly, how to write them in standard form, which is from biggest to smallest according to the exponent. Go ahead and jump on that to math.